Can you talk us through your immense battle with Max?
Yeah, it was tough. I think they generally in front of me. He generally had could match my pace generally. Um, I would say particularly, or more so in the last sector, it was very difficult to follow in the last sector and be able to get as good an exit as he got through turn 12. So I kept coming up the straight, and it wasn't that easy to be in his DRS. And even if I was in the DRS zone, it was a bit too far away. But I just kept trying, just kept pushing. Obviously, I had that one chance into turn 4, but just couldn't hold it. Obviously, we yeah, didn't work out. And then the second, so I obviously had that experience and just made sure that I didn't make that mistake again. But I was adamant and determined to get back into that position. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's what a world championship battle should look like.
Just referring to that first attempt to overtake Max on lap 48, what did you think of Max's defence?
In the heat of the moment, it doesn't. I don't really know. I think I was ahead initially, and then I think he held his ground, and then we both ran out of road. Well, I think he was running out of road, so then I obviously had to avoid to go out of road. But I mean, I didn't think too much of it, and I'd obviously have to watch the replay. But I mean, it's hard battling, and wouldn't expect anything less really. We didn't touch wheels, which was good.
You said that you learned a lesson on that attempt. What made the difference 10 or so lap later when you did pass?
I kind of got I think into turn 1, I kind of dummied him and got to dummy him as such into turn 1. I was either going to dive super late into turn 1, or so then he had to block, and then I got to be able to position the car correctly through turn 1 and 2, and then I already knew through 3 that I would have a far better slingshot past him because I was closer. And that point, then I just knew that I'm holding. I was ahead going into the braking zone, so yeah. And then after that was really trying to keep him out of my DRS, which wasn't too difficult because I guess it's hard to follow behind. It's just the first one lap. I think first lap we got round, just making sure. But it was fine after that.
Could you just talk us through the race from your point of view?
Yeah, I think first of all, we had a good start, so that was of course very important to get ahead, and basically from there on it's just trying to manage my pace. Then of course we had a safety car, virtual safety car for the debris and stuff. And then of course at one point Lewis, was behind me, and I could see there was a lot of pace, so it was already quite tough to match that. I think in general, we did all the right calls and trying to just cover. So there's not much really to say about that. We were just a bit too slow, and of course, this weekend they were very quick on the straight. So I of course have to get my lap time through the corners, but it was very hard on the tires this weekend, the track. So that's not ideal. But otherwise, they anyway sail past you. So that's the only thing you can do. And I mean, I had fun out there. Of course, I like to win, but I think second today with the defense I did, it's also satisfying. And of course, we're still ahead in the championship, and then you can clearly see, one weekend it looks really good for you, then the other weekend it looks really good for them, and hopefully, it will, keep going like that for the rest of the season.
And Max, just could you talk us through the decisive moments in the battle with Lewis?
Yeah, I mean, the decisive moment I knew when we went through turn 3 he was going to get ahead because he was super close. But already, 2 laps before that, I was really starting to struggle on traction and tires. So I knew it was going to be really tough. But you never know. I just tried to do the best I could. And of course, once he got by, then, I was hanging on with the tires to the end.
Now, when you have such an intense battle like that, just how much did you enjoy it? Are you able to enjoy it in the moment?
Yeah, like I said, of course I like to win, but you can also enjoy the battle, right? I mean, I was a bit of like a kind of a sitting duck, but in a way I just tried to do the best I could, and that's also in a way sometimes it's fun, and nice for everyone watching.
And have you been surprised by the pace of Mercedes this weekend?
Of course, I would have like to be a little bit closer. But it just seemed very tough for us here. And of course, taking the new engine clearly gains them a bit of performance initially, but that will slowly come back to normal. So yeah, maybe it looks a little bit more dramatic now, but I'm confident that slowly that will be more normal.